Dear students, I am Rajiv Kumar, Assistant Professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering in Asansol Engineering College. Hope you all are doing well with your health and studies during this pandemic and lockdown period. So, without wasting much time, let us quickly start the topic. Dear students, in last class we learned how to find the equivalent circuit of a practical transformer. Okay, and today we will cover how to find the voltage regulation of a transformer, and the next topic is polarity test of transformer. Okay, so let us first understand what is voltage regulation. Okay, see in this picture on the screen, it is the equivalent circuit of a transformer, right? So you know all these parameters r1 x1 r2 x2. These are the r1 x1 is the primary winding resistance and leakage reactance. R2 x2 are the secondary winding resistance and leakage reactance. Okay, everything you know. This is the supply voltage, right? E1 e2 are the induced emfs in primary as well as secondary, right? And V2 is the terminal voltage available at the load. Okay, so to understand the voltage regulation, see, uh, whenever we load a transformer, the terminal voltage may change, right, from no load to full load or at certain load. Okay, so this change in voltage, it may happen that this V2 voltage available at the terminal which is at no load, say if you load the transformer, this voltage may go up or it may go down also. It depends on the load, right? Generally in case of inductive load the voltage drops, right? And for in the case of capacitive load, it may increase. That we will see. Okay, so the main thing is that whenever you load the transformer, the voltage across the load, it changes, right? See this diagram. This diagram is the part of phasor diagram which we have already drawn for practical transformer. Okay, see, this was the lower part where we have drawn. See this one, this is the V2 voltage, right? And V2, after V2 we are adding this I2 R02, right? I2 R02 drop. Okay, and after that we are adding this I2 X02 which was 90 degree, and after adding this V2 plus I R02, right, I2 R02 plus I2 X02, you will get this E2. This will be equal to E2, right? So that is why we are getting this E2 voltage. Clear? So after adding this plus this, we will get this E2 voltage. So this is from where it is coming. It is coming from the phasor diagram itself, where this I2 was shown, right? This diagram was for inductive load. Okay, so from that diagram itself we can find the formula for voltage regulation. Okay, see here, this angle is phi 2, right? So if this is phi 2, this angle will also be phi 2, right? This angle will also be phi 2. So now we are interested to find the difference between this V2 and E2. How we can find this? Okay, so see, we have make some construction. If you consider this as a radius, so if you bring it here, you will in this line, right? So this is what this length will be, that is OH. I'm talking about OH. OH will be what? It is equal to E2, right? Because this is the radius, okay, of this arc. So this will also become E2. Now from OH, this GH part we can easily neglect, right? Because this is very small with respect to OH. So now this OG will become E2. We can consider it with some error actually, okay. So now see here, this OG, now we can find this OG is equal to E2, right? And OA is what? OA is already given V2. So what will be E2 minus V2? It will be AG, right? AG. So this we need to find out, okay. So let us see how we can find. So see, this is phi 2 as we know. So if this is I2 R02, what is the value of this one from here to here, right? Obviously it will be I2 means AF. Okay, now see, so we understood that E2 minus V2 is equal to what? AG. Clear? Now AG is equal to what? AG is equal to, we can write AF plus FG. Clear? Now what will be AF? This AF, this value, this will be, see, from this right angle triangle you can find this AF. We know this value, right? This value we know, that is I2 R02. This angle we know, that is phi. So what will be AF? AF will be I2 R02 cos phi, okay. This will be AF plus, now we need to find this FG, okay. So FG is equal to what? This value, that is BE. FG may be equal to BE. Now how can we find this BE? So from this right angle triangle, that is BEC, from this right angle triangle, since this angle is phi 2, so what we can write, and we know the value of this BC, right? I2x02, okay. So what will be the value of this BE? BE will become I2x02 sin phi, okay. So from here we can find that E2 minus V2 is equal to I2 R02 cos phi plus I2x02 sin phi, okay. So now let us proceed. Let us see that for inductive load, this I2 R02 cos phi, so what will happen? From that equation we can write that E2 is equal to I2 R02 cos phi plus I2x02 sin phi plus V2, okay. From here we can see that E2 minus V2, so this we have already derived, okay, that E2 minus V2 is equal to I2 R02 cos phi 2 plus I2x02 sin phi 2. Clear? Now if we divide both sides of this equation by E2 and multiplying by 100, we can easily find the voltage regulation. See, this is the formula for voltage regulation, percentage voltage regulation. So divide by E2. So everywhere if you will derive divided by E2 here also, right? Where this is the percentage resistance drop, this value is the percentage resistance drop, and this is what? Percentage reactance drop, okay. So this way we can easily find the voltage regulation for inductive load. Now let us see for capacitive load what will happen, okay. For capacitive load, if you derive the same thing, you will find there is a minus sign in between, right? That means E2 minus V2 will become I2 x02 cos phi 2 minus I2 x02 sin phi 2. In case of inductive load, it was plus, okay, it was plus for inductive load, but here for capacitive load it will be minus sign. Okay, it comes from the phasor diagram. If you start solving from the phasor diagram of the capacitive load, you will land to this result. Okay, fine. So from here we can easily find the voltage regulation formula. Clear? So you may derive this formula, clear, by your own for better understanding. Okay. Okay, so let us see one example based on this. Clear? This example is that calculate the percentage voltage regulation of a transformer in which percentage resistance drop is 1%. It is given already, percentage resistance drop. Percentage reactance drop is 5% when the power factor is number 1 for 0.8 lagging power factor, for unity power factor, and the third condition is 0.8 leading power factor. Okay, so let us see. See, the formula for percentage regulation has been written clearly. Okay, so this part is given, right? Okay, this is percentage resistive drop and this one is percentage reactive drop. So let us put the values for, and this cos phi 2 is given. So there are three cases, one for 0.8 lagging power factor, two for unity, and third for leading power factor, 0.8 leading power factor. So we will first see the result for 0.8. So put the value of this cos phi 2 as 0.8. Okay, and accordingly you should put the value of sin phi 2 also. If you know this cos phi 2, you can easily find this sin phi 2. It will be 0.6 actually, right? If it is 0.8, it will be 0.6. Fine. So when cos phi 2 is 0.8 lag regulation, put the formula for regulation, you will get this result, that is 3.8%. okay, it's a positive voltage regulation. That means there will be a voltage drop. Okay, now in second case, when the power factor is unity, the voltage regulation will become 1%, right? So for unity power factor, still there is a voltage drop, but the voltage drop is lesser with respect to this inductive load, that we can find here. Okay, now next, the third case, when you put the value of power factor 0.8, you can find this voltage regulation, that the value is minus 2.2%. so what is the significance of this minus? It explains that the voltage, that means E2 minus, if E2 minus V2 is a negative value, that means what? It means that this V2 is greater than E2, right? V2 is greater than E2. Okay, so that means when you are putting certain load on the transformer secondary side, so after putting that load, the voltage across that load is increased, right? So that is why this is called negative voltage regulation. So in case of only negative voltage regulation, what will happen? The voltage will increase instead of decreasing, right? And this happens only in case of capacitive load, that is leading power factor. Hope it is clear. Okay, so from this numerical, this is a very good example. Okay, from this numerical we can understand that if you load the transformer with resistive load, the voltage regulation will be positive. That means the after loading, the terminal voltage is decreasing, right? Again, if you load the transformer with an inductive load, the voltage across the terminal will again decrease, right? And it will decrease more than the resistive load. Fine. And in case of capacitive load, the voltage is increasing only, right? So in case of only capacitive load, it is possible that the voltage is increased, right? And there is one more special case also, when if you put a certain capacitive load, the terminal voltage will not change at all. That means E2 and V2 will be same. So if E2 and V2 will become same, then what will happen? E2 minus V2 will become 0, right? So 0 means the voltage regulation is 0, right? So this condition is actually desired condition. We always want that voltage regulation should be 0. If the voltage regulation is 0, right, that is the best condition. Fine. But practically it is possible only for capacitive load. Even for it is not possible for resistive load. Hope you are getting my point. Okay. So positive voltage regulation is not desirable, but it happens. Okay. Negative voltage regulation is also not desirable. Only voltage regulation 0 is the ideal case, which is desirable, right? Okay, let us see what is polarity test for a transformer and why this test is done. Okay, so see here that this transformers, for primary winding these are 2 terminals, for secondary winding these are the 2 terminals, right? So with respect to this terminal, what is the polarity of this? Okay, so these polarities are very important for the operation of a transformer, mainly for parallel operation, right? Or in 3 phase also there are huge application for the polarity of a transformer. Okay, so to identify the polarity, okay, this is the proper connection, right? Just like suppose I have 2 batteries, right? This is one battery and this is another battery, right? So if we add these 2 battery in this manner, okay, what will be the, say this is V1 voltage, its voltage is V2 voltage. So if I add in this manner, that is negative terminal to the positive terminal, what will be its result? Means the total voltage across these 2 points will be how much? Can you guess how much? So it will be V1 plus V2, right? Okay, now if the polarity, so this is what? Additive polarity. Okay, if the polarity, if you reverse the polarity, okay, just like suppose this is low, this is high polarity, right? Means negative to negative. Now you try to find the voltage across these 2 points. If this is V1, this is V2, so it will show V1 difference V2, right? That means V1 minus V2 or V2 minus V1. Okay, so this is subtractive polarity. So based on this concept, actually we will try to identify the polarity of a transformer. Okay, this is the connection. Okay, so here VA voltage is showing the voltage between these 2 points, right? And VB is showing the voltage between these 2 points. Now simply we are connecting this one. Okay, and here these 2 terminals are also connected through a voltmeter. Now this voltmeter, the result of this voltmeter may be either VA plus VB, and it may also give VA difference VB. Okay, so in this case for VA plus VB, the value of the voltage will be more than both of these voltage readings. Okay, and in this case it will be less than the reading of these voltages. Fine. So based on this result of this voltmeter reading Vc, we can say the polarity, right? So if this is positive, means there the voltage is additive, then we can say that if this is the positive polarity, this must be negative polarity, right? As we have already seen in case of a battery. Okay, when other, means different polarities are connected in when different polarities are connected, the result is always additive. Okay, fine. Now next, use this test. Let us see. This one is the actual circuit diagram. We normally connect through a auto transformer. So we are connecting a voltmeter here for the primary winding, and Vb is connected to the secondary winding, and Vc is connected, one terminal is connected to the primary winding of one terminal, and here another terminal connected to the secondary winding of one terminal. Okay, and these two is connected. So Vc will show either Va plus Vb, that is additive. If this is additive, then these two are of opposite polarity. If this is plus, this will be negative. Okay, and if Vc is showing subtractive, then these two will be of same polarity. That means if this is positive, this will also be positive. Okay, so and here the steps are written. You can have a screenshot and go through this, right? It has already been written in the class notes also. Okay, so hope you understood. This is all about polarity test of a transformer. Okay, so thank you for today.